Hi guys, and welcome to another video, another LP in fact. So for the past ages, we've only been doing live videos and live series. I did some live Let's Plays, but I wanted to make something sort of go back to the classic format where we just shoot something offline, upload it later after editing, you know, the whole shebang, the normal style. Because when I look back at a bunch of the other LPs I've done over the years, those ones tend to be the ones that I feel like have legs, have a bit of staying power that I'm most proud of. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not swearing off of live videos for what it's worth. So this is a game I've been itching to play since I beat, now I mentioned this quite a lot if you guys sort of read between the lines, Hades last year. So I played that roguelike, really loved it. It had a bunch of stuff about Greek mythology that I only sort of knew a little bit about, but it got me thinking back to this old game. This is Zeus, Master of Olympus. Technically, you're looking at a double package right now, Zeus on the left and Poseidon, Master of Atlantis on the right, which is essentially the DLC, and they both kind of came together as a bundle on Steam a couple of years back. So like I said, it's a city builder. If you don't really know anything about that, don't worry, I'll make it clear as we go along. This is sort of a subgenre of strategy games, and really it's the only city builder that I've played before. To me though, this is like pure nostalgia and comfort food and just very relaxed and warm, and hopefully in the series that will come across. So this came out in 2000. It's getting on pretty old now, I guess. Now, it holds up really well in terms of the design and the visuals, because it wasn't going for like a photorealistic thing, you'll see when we get in. But I guess it is fairly old. I think technically it's the oldest game I've done a full LP on. This is a year before Final Fantasy X. This is a year before Azuric. I think I did do a stream of a very old Zelda game once upon a time, but that doesn't necessarily count, does it really? But yeah, it was made by Impressions Games. Now, you might not have heard of Impressions Games. They were a British game dev studio, and they went defunct back in 2004, so they don't do stuff anymore. I think they're a subsidiary of Sierra. I don't know. I guess being a British studio, that might be how they came my way back when I was younger. I feel like the UK used to be a bit of a powerhouse for really good games and lots of stuff happening, especially around this era. Though, just a quick edit, I've just watched some mini making of behind the scenes documentary videos, and it's pretty clear from that this was made in Boston. So apparently it was a British studio but headquartered in Boston, Cambridge in the US. But anyway, more stories on that later. Let's jump in and see what we got. So I'm going to hit play Zeus. Cleo here is just a random save that I made, making sure that everything works. So let's create a leader, and we'll go with a Greek leader. So I could just do WP, or we could go, I kind of want a name like Sisyphus. Let's go Potatif. Oh god, I had a vague idea to do this in my mind, but I don't know how this is going to come across. There you go, Potatifus. So that's my name. You can hit choose name here as well, and it will give you a bunch of female names here: Etana, Lycia, Canis, Hippodamia. I don't know whether now my ancient Greek and mythology and all that. I never really did ancient history. Is pretty weak. So if there's a lot of names and references to history and interesting stuff, I might miss it. I'd love to hear in the comments as we go along if you guys do have little anecdotes and things. But yeah, so we'll be Potatifus, like Sisyphus but potato. So there's tutorials, don't worry, I'll teach you as we go along, so we're going to skip the tutorial. You could do a custom adventure where, actually this thing called the Odyssey, this is kind of like a DLC from ages ago that comes bundled with the game now. We can look at that way later. I'm just going to do regular adventures, so there's open play, these are just infinite, there's not really a story or anything. And there's an economic one, a military one, and a sandbox one. Again, I don't know whether I'll do these. Now, I watched a Let's Play of this game a few years ago where a guy went through the whole game and his audience ended up encouraging him to just go and do these as well. But he was pretty tired by the time he got there because the main campaigns here, the main adventures, they could be pretty long. I mean, some are shorter, some are more difficult than others. Let's just go for now to the top, Zeus and Europa, which is kind of the easy one, the very first one, and we'll see what we do. So they're split into mini missions, and I'm thinking each mission will be an episode. You guys will see. So Zeus and Europa, gods, mortals, and monsters will all try to prevent you from leading Thebes to glory. This adventure is fairly easy and consists of 8 episodes. So let's see what we got. Now, they've got this is from an era where you'd buy a PC game and it would come in a big box and there'd be a huge manual that you can go through and read and a lot of exciting things going on with that. Now, I do actually have that information, and it's so cool the way they've written it. But we'll like spice that in as we go forward, I suppose. So anyway, begin adventure.
Follow a cow? The priestess from the oracle said to follow a cow? A peculiar command, to be sure, but then the priestess is never wrong. She promised that great things would come to the person who follows her cow until it lays down to sleep, and then builds a city on the spot. This person will be able to achieve something that 4 powerful men failed to achieve, and finally bring Europa back to Greece.
Is this a real legend of Europa?
Europa was abducted years ago by a white bull, and has not been seen since. And thus the priestess's bovine-centric prophecy came to an end. The cow did not choose a very good spot. She fell asleep a short distance from a hideous multi-headed serpent that purportedly belongs to Ares. The monster is always ravenously hungry and eats everything that comes near him. Building a city here won't be easy, but the promised reward is irresistible.
So, yeah, this is actually a really good place to build a city. The problem is there's a Hydra there. So, Impressions Games did a bunch of city builders. They did one called Pharaoh. There's Rome. I think the last one they did before they went defunct was about China. But anyway, all those other games were like historical fact, and they were very dry. Zeus, which is the only one that I've played, and I really like Zeus, is a lot more lighthearted. And in terms of the setting, they actually do a mix of real life and fantasy. It's not all just like dry, boring real life stuff. There will literally be a Hydra here, and the gods and stuff, and Hercules and so on are actually in this game, and we will be interacting with them. So yeah, this very first one starts with a Hydra, which kind of sucks because what I like about this game is the peaceful music, and the very beginning here you're gonna see it's just spamming us with combat music because this Hydra's gonna be here. But hey, so to the city. Oh wait, we have difficulty as well. So there's a bunch of adventures to do. I think what I'll do is I'll do the first adventure on beginner, and then the next one on mortal, and then hero, and then titan, and then Olympian, which is the hardest one. And so there are actually different mechanics that appear and stuff. So as the series goes along, we'll see some stuff. All right, let's get in. So, are we paused or is time moving? I really couldn't tell you. So this is our city, our plot. And this is kind of weird because the keys are W, A, S, and D, or I can use the mouse to look around. So right now there is no city. It's just a bunch of grass everywhere. And in fact, if I click this tab up here on the top right, you can see there's a big layout here of the entire map. Okay, and as you watch this, as the camera is snapping around all over the place, usually it's because I'm clicking around on this big map here because it's a little bit easier to navigate. But you'll see there's nothing here. There are some animals on this field here, and whenever I right click, I can get information about things. So, for example, here's a wolf, and you hear the wolf sound cue there. If I right-click a person, they'll speak or whatever, and there's a lot of voice acting. So this open land is just waiting to be built upon, it says. So we don't really know what else is going on there, except there's some wolves. And you notice there's a road. So roads are kind of the magic of the mechanics of this game, and how you want to plot things and how you want to set things up. This is actually really weird. I've never really played a game like this on YouTube. This is going to be sort of interesting. So yeah, and then just loads and loads of space. Honestly, compared to the later maps and the later adventures, this is heaven. This is amazing. We could do anything we want here with all this big open flat land. And also up here, you see this is kind of purple, this terrain. This is like arable land. This is land that we can farm on and whatnot. So, well, what do we have to do? If you... Well, here we go. So the Hydra's in the city now. So time is always ticking. I can't remember if you can pause this or not. I think you can. Oh yeah, I think I remember some people play this where they like keep it on pause forever and then they just run through it. I'll try to keep it going in real time. Anyway, so check it out. A month has passed while I've been chatting here. So it's 1150 BC and it's to Potatoes. It says, go to the site of the event. A Hydra is in the city and all of its many heads are looking for trouble. So as we heard, that's kind of the idea of this adventure right now. There's a Hydra. So if we try to build near this Hydra, it will assault our people and it will kill them and hurt them. We don't want that. We want everybody to be happy. So kind of the initial goal is going to be to build a city, and then eventually we're going to have to find a way to deal with the Hydra. I think if we hit this question mark, the game actually explains about monsters here. It says they can cause significant trouble if they're your enemies, but can also protect you if they're your friends. All in all, there are 16 of them that you're encountering in your travels through Greece and Atlantis. Again, because the DLC is on this as well. But yeah, so, and spoilers, I guess, but you can scroll down. You can see you've got the Callidian Boar, the Medusa, Cerberus, Scylla, Dragon, Talos, and so on, so on, so on. So, actually, hold on, we could read the Hydra section. It says, the many-headed Hydra attacks using his stinging bites and can also spit magic bolts. He usually takes his orders from Athena, and Hercules has the best chance of vanquishing the beast. So, hey, maybe this first adventure will give us a little something about Hercules. So there you go, and now we got the combat music, and it's going to be playing for a while. So yeah, alright, let's go over the basics of making a city. It really is very simple. Now, here's the thing about this game. When you know how to play, it gets really basic and really easy and kind of monotonous. To be honest, if I play this super efficiently right from the start, it's going to be very boring by the end. So, instead of playing really efficiently, and to be honest, I haven't looked at this game for years, so I can't fully remember the exact maths and stuff. I'm sure by the end of the LP we will know. But so instead of that, I'm just going to be a bit wacky, alright? So the odds that any of you guys know this game already are very low. But if you are an expert at Zeus, you'll have to forgive the cringe as we do some wild stuff here at the beginning. And I mean, we're on easy mode, so whatever, right? So what do we want to do? Well, we want a population of 1,000. That's our first quest objective. And I think one of these tabs will say somewhere, as I scroll through, oh, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Somewhere it basically told us that we've got to get a population of 1,000. So up here you can see your money, your drachmas, okay? So we got 7,500, and we have 0 people living here. It's not a city right now, it's just some roads. So to get people, we just put a plot down. We spend some of our money, so it costs only 10 to put a plot down for some housing. So what I'm going to do is extending off of this road that we already have that they've put down. I'm going to click this button to start building a road. Let's just draw a line up, okay? And then we can just put a house down like that. Or we can put another house, we can put one on the other side of the road. If I click and drag, you'll see we can put lots down at once, and you've got that number there, 40, 50, 60, that's, you know, the amount of money it's going to cost. So once we put these plots here, what you'll notice is somewhere there's an entrance to the city, and I don't believe the UI really shows it very well, but see, it's down here. So these guys here are now walking. They're walking to go to the plot, and they'll build houses where we've just suggested that they can. And
word is that there are plenty of jobs here for anyone who wants one.
So there you go. These are people looking for new opportunities, a new life, immigrants coming on in. So because I don't actually really remember. I guess we'll figure out as we go along. I don't remember how high our population goes per plot. Maybe it's just one person living in each thing, or maybe we get 5 people per plot. But kind of the game is, a good part of the game is we're going to be building these houses up and up and up and up, because when you see, these guys have like nothing. I mean, this is literally just an open field with nothing going on and a road in it. And they're going to go in there and they're going to, they're just basically have shacks. That's about it. So I do have, so if we go up to options here, you'll see there's a speed options thing. 70% as far as I can tell is the correct, like, default game speed. Now I can make that go up and down. There's also hotkeys on the keyboard, so I'll just show you guys. If I hit that, you'll see he's running faster now, and if I hit it again, he's going even faster, and again, he's going insanely quick. So I'm going to try and keep it at 70. Wait, is that 70? I think this is 70. So in they go. So there we go, they're in their houses. So yeah, look, we got 40 people now, so I don't know what the actual maths is there. But we have these little shacks. And if we right-click huts, they're called, the residents of this house need food from an Agora before the house can improve. So if our goal is to get 1,000 population, we could just, all along these roads, we could just build roads everywhere and just spam a bunch of plots, like loads of them. And voila, we could get 1,000 population from that. I don't know how it would go moving on, but that is a viable method of getting through the game, the start of this mission, I suppose. The problem is they need other buildings to help them out. So like there will be fires, for example. These people have no food, so they're just foraging around. You'll end up with criminals because they have no jobs, and they're all going to suffer, and it's all going to suck. Okay, so that's not really a city. We don't want to just build a big shanty town. So what we're going to try and do is improve the lives of these guys in these huts. Okay. Also here we just got a notification because more times passed because I'm not really playing. I'm just rambling away here. Hey, Potato Fists, our city doesn't have any contestants to participate in the Nemean games. Build gymnasiums and a stadium if you hope to participate in future ones. So yes, there are like culture games and stuff. We'll get to those later. So right, what did it say that these people want? Well, they need food. Technically, they need something else though as well, and it's the most important commodity of them all. It's water. So if I come down to this tab here, this is the hygiene and safety tab. Like really basic important stuff is here. And there's a fountain. So I can build a fountain. This will cost us 16. And again, we're on easy mode, so it's all fine. Let's put the fountain at the very end there, I guess. And look, some more people are coming to live in the huts here. So this fountain will take... It requires employees. Every building you put down requires a couple of employees. So we have 40 people here now. None of them have jobs. So a couple of them just immediately went to work in this fountain. Okay, so it says 4 employees work here, 4 were needed. So it has a full staff, and with a full staff of water bearers, this fountain's water is reaching as many people as it can. So here's the magic of the game. Now, if we watch this water fountain, every now and then, an NPC is going to come out of it, and is going to walk up and down the roads. And if they hit a crossroads, like, here you go, these two here.
Pick up your side. I'm doing all the work.
I'm doing my best. I'm so hungry.
Well, so am I, but I'm not complaining.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. I'm wearing my headset, and I didn't realize they had, like, 3D audio on that. It came, like, left channel, right channel. So here you go. This is Laurel and Hardy, but they're Greek, guys. It's Laurelacles and Hardys. They're water bearers. Okay, so these guys will walk along. Now, everything that they pass, they're delivering water to. So they'll only walk a certain distance, okay? But they've given all these guys water, 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 water. Not a drop to drink. Here, I don't know which way they'll go. I think if you look into the back end, you can figure logic out of all that stuff. But you see, they're just going to follow the paths, okay? So the game is really, it's about the paths, and it's about getting lots of different services and people walking up and down the paths. So here, they went up here. So in theory, we could have houses along all of this, and they'd all get water. So let's do that. Let's add 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So there I missed. So we're gonna just remove this with the clear button. There you go. And then we'll place that one down. So they'll just go up and down. So these guys have water, so that's fine. Now, again, it was saying that they needed food. So food is tricky. First, we need to actually get food from somewhere. And then we also need to distribute it to our people. So remember all this here. Now, not near the wolves, because they're dangerous. And obviously not near the Hydra. But up here, this is all arable land. So how about we get some food? Now, because this is the first mission... Basically, the different missions, different areas of the world, the different cities that you're running, you get all different resources and buildings and things. But here we got a bunch of choices, okay? We can make wheat farms. Or over here, we can get a carding shed for sheep. We can have sheep on here. Now, that won't give us food, but that will give us fleece. Or maybe we could get put a dairy down and some goats, and we will start getting cheese. So that's pretty good. So let's get some goat's cheese, right? So first, what I'm going to do is have this dairy. So we're going to move... a path up here into the farmlands, and a dairy is just another building, as you can see. So I'll just place this down, just like the water fountain. Let's place 4 of them down, I guess. And so here you'll see it needs employees. It needs 8 employees, and currently there's 0 here, but that's because we just placed it. And in the background right now, the game is looking at the 96 people we have, and it's going to throw them into the dairy here. So at the dairy, goat herds turn milk into glorious cheese. So if we wait a second, they'll all fill up. And as people go to work there, the animations turn on for the little buildings and stuff. So there you go. So these guys now work at the dairy, but they need goats to actually be able to get the cheese. So we can also place some goats down. Now you can only put goats or other farm animals, if you're going to be doing different kinds of farming, on the arable land. Okay, so we're going to place it all up here. So this thing about the employees, by the way, in the previous games in the Impression series, you had to, just like the water fountain guys, you had to actually have the houses near the places where people worked. And the other games are basically much, much trickier and much harder. And the cities are much, much more unmanageable because you have to like figure a lot more out. Like you couldn't just like I, for example, could have put these anywhere I like on the whole map, and the people, as long as there's a road, the people magically would have figured out how to go work there. In the other games, that was not so easy. But here, this is nice and comfortable for us. So there we go. So we now have 100 people. 2 potatoes. Our fledgling village now boasts a population of 100 people. That's brilliant. So there you go. So they're all out there working away. Oh, and we've got... So a neighbouring city now doesn't like us. This is a part of the main quest here. Mount Kytheron becomes hostile. I am loath to speak your name, Potatoes, because it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I, a Gabe of Mount Kytheron, am extremely angry with you. There's no telling what I might do. Okay, so to learn about that, we can hit the world map here. Oh, interesting. It's a little bit, well, I don't think it's buggy. There's a lot I've got to talk to you guys about, like in terms of resolution and stuff with this game, because it is from 2000. But yeah, okay, so this is the world map, air quotes. It's actually just, you know, Greece. So what have we got here? Well, we have the Aegean Sea. Ionia is over here on the right. The Cyclades, the Sea of Crete. Knossos and Crete here. Libya is down on the bottom left, the Ionian Sea. So we are here, we're Thebes. We don't really have anything yet, but we're just getting started. So these are our neighbors. So when you read the manual, and I'll probably put the information on screen at some point, the devs talk all about how this area of the world, Greece never, like, ancient Greece never really unified in the way you might expect. They were just big, powerful city-states that, like, vied against one another and competed, and sort of might be one of the contributing reasons why this is the birthplace of democracy and so on. So yeah, basically these guys are our rivals, led by, you know, powerful personalities or whatever, and they'll have different opinions about us. We'll get more into the diplomacy later, but the point here is these guys right next to us don't like us. It says that they're hostile here. This city's attitude towards us. This rival has hated you for quite a while. If the relationship between you worsens, he might decide to invade you. So I don't really know whether this will work, because I'm really not an expert at this game. I'm just sort of going over what I remember about it right now. Let's give him a gift of money, because we don't have anything else. So I got 7,100. We're on easy mode, so I'm pretty sure I can do a big gift. So I'll throw a lot of money at him there, and hopefully that makes him chill out. Now, when I was like testing that everything works or whatever before recording here, he attacked me. So I'm trying to like make that not happen here. All right, so anyway, so here we go. So we've got to get our cheese to the people here. So what do we want to do? Well, once these guys have made some cheese, which will happen like at the end of the season, and in fact, I'll show you guys as well. Here's some wheat farms too. Let's have like a farming area. And again, wheat farms, I can't place it unless there's the purple. Oh, there we go. So we need some more employees now. We're actually already running out of employees. So actually here, what I'll do. Well, okay, so we could solve that in two ways. We could delete the buildings, or we could just add more houses. Because we're on easy mode for now, I think we can just add more houses. So did the water runners came from the other direction there, didn't they? You're going to see that there's a lot inefficient about what I'm doing here. And don't worry, that will make it satisfying later when we start doing it properly. So there you go. So that'll give us more people that will come and they'll work these. So these wheat farms, it's understaffed at the moment. A few areas of the field have not been sown at all, and the harvest will be considerably smaller than it could be. I love this, man. Like, all these buildings have different, like, description text based on the number of employees and stuff they have. Tender sprouts become full-grown stalks of wheat here. So you notice it doesn't really look like these have active animations on them. They do. It's the grass or the wheat that's growing. As time goes by, you'll see it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually they cut it all down. And so when you're getting food from wheat farms, there you go. There's a little bit just grew. It's really weird. Like, you'll have no food for ages, and then suddenly the harvest will come in, and you have loads. And you kind of got to build your city around that if wheat is the only commodity that's available. Anyway, so these guys with the cheese, what do they say? Oh, that's a goat.
This city is so-so. Good enough for a goat, I suppose.
What happens if we click this? Does this just repeat the audio? Oh no, it clicks us back to the other thing.
Being surrounded by cheese all day only makes me hungrier. Now I know how Tantalus feels.
Okay, this is Solomonos. And I don't know who Tantalus is. I mean, maybe, do you know what? Maybe I should do a crash course on ancient Greek stuff. So there you go. So yeah, these guys are supposed to be making cheese. Now, I think they make it a little bit more regularly. I don't think it's as seasonal as the wheat is. But they need a storage place for it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the distribution tab here, and we're going to make a granary. So a granary is a building specifically just for storing food, okay? And we're going to put the granary kind of near our housing district. Oh, okay, and a building's collapsed. So, noble Potatoverse, a building has collapsed into a heap of rubble. You may want to build more maintenance offices in the area to prevent a further catastrophe. Yes, well, don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to build that granary there. So, which one collapsed? Ah, it was the water fountain. Okay, so that's the next thing we have to deal with. So So let's build the road up a little bit here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water fountain there. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to put a maintenance office. So, the maintenance office... Oh, there you go. Mount Cathera, he just thanked us for the money. I just clicked through the notification too quickly there. Okay, good. So, we got the money. He got the money. Hopefully, he doesn't attack us now. So, it says this building can't access the labor pool. It can. It will in a second. It just needs that frame. There you go. So, the superintendent is just checking to make sure that he has the tools he needs before he goes patrolling. So, this maintenance office has a full staff of superintendents ready to keep the city's buildings in tip-top shape. So, 15 people here. So, just like the water guys, look, there's this guy in red.
Have you ever seen more solid buildings? Archimedes would be proud.
So, Sympharos. Now, he, as he walks, is repairing all of these buildings. Okay, so over time they're deteriorating, and as he walks by he repairs them. So we can see that by clicking this hazard map. These pillars represent everybody's like damage, and as he walks he's turning them all into these nice squares essentially. So when it's a square like this, it says no risk of fire and no risk of collapse. So here he's wasting time now because there's no buildings here, but that's how I've set the path up. So, you know, we'll see what we can do about that one day later. But off he goes. So you see he wanders quite far. He seems to wander further actually than the water guys do. So the question is, what about this granary? That's going to slowly break over time, right? So we could we'll build another maintenance office over here. That would take another 15 people and the money for it. Or what we can do is we can start putting roadblocks down. So roadblocks are really important. They go only on paths. You see it's red everywhere. But if I put it on the path, what that will do is that will block any walkers from going past it. So walkers that roam the city turn around when they meet a roadblock. Walkers with a specific destination in mind will pass through though. So, for example, our guys trying to deliver cheese or whatever, they will... Here we go, look, they're bringing cheese now. These guys will go through any roadblocks, but guys like the maintenance officer, if you look here, I think he's going to go the other way. I think they alternate each time they go. But if he steps towards that, he'll reverse direction instantly. So now he's not going to waste his time.
Who am I, Odysseus? How much longer do I have to travel before I reach my destination? And where's Calypso?
So, here, Aratos is not very happy because he's got a long walk. I can tell him that that's actually not a very long walk. We're okay, I would say. But yeah, so he's bringing one load of cheese, and he's putting it in the granary here. So there are other kind of storage rooms, and the repairman just fixed that. There are other kind of storage rooms that we'll get. So back over to our farming district. Let's build a roadblock here. And another maintenance post there. So he's going to basically keep all of these nice and safe now. Now, people don't need water over here. They only need water in their homes. They only need food in their homes and stuff like that. There we go. The Pythian games. We don't have what we need for that. So that's fine. So off he goes. He goes wandering over there. And yeah, we're just starting to get some food. So, we now have food in a granary. But we want to distribute it to our people, right? We've got to get them to actually eat somehow. So, for that, we need an Agora. Okay, so where's the Agora? Over here. So, an Agora, you'll see here, looks kind of weird. Well, how do we want to do it? Let's go up here. Oh, I'm already doing this too efficient. I'm already doing this a little bit too clean. I was imagining going a lot crazier. But whatever, here we go. So, that didn't seem to do much, did it? It's just some paving. Who cares? But when we right-click it, you'll see it potentially can have a bunch of different things in it. If we go to Agora again, there's a food vendor, okay? So, if we could put him here, here, or here. Basically, you can put different market stalls on the Agora, however you like. And there's another kind of Agora that's like big, double-sided. So let's just put a food vendor here. So if you watch, this market stall is going to get people working in it. And then there's going to be a walker who will say, well, I want food. And the walker's going to leave this, as long as it actually has enough employees. It says 3 employees, 4 needed. Man, I don't remember needing this many people. Oh, there you go. Here she goes. She's off.
I can't wait to pick out the finest food for my customers. I wouldn't want them to go hungry.
So yeah, she's collecting food. Now, the more market stalls that we have, the more stuff that she will collect. And I think you're actually going to see some like little lackeys behind her with like carts or something, if I remember rightly. I mean, guys, I haven't played this for years, but I'm pretty sure that's what's about to happen. Anyone following that? There you go.
Dude,
Look at the size of this basket.
My god, dude. Dorclidius. Okay. He's carrying cheese. So, yeah. The more that she... Look, there's loads of them. I imagine these guys have wheelbarrows, but I guess not. There's so many of them.
See that wrestling match last night? Milo, like, totally smacked down his opponent. Nike must have been on his side.
Brilliant. Nike? Who is Nike in terms of ancient Greek stuff? So they're going to bring all of this to the food market, and then a different walker is going to... Now that the market's got food, you can see it's got the nice happy animation. They're busy. They're working away. So now there's this guy. Oh, we'll wait for him to leave the market. This guy with the cart. Now, what he does is
the quicker I can distribute these supplies, the quicker I can take a load off.
He is responsible for giving the stuff that is at the market to the houses. And you'll notice I'm not manually doing any of this. This is all automatic. And the bigger our city gets, you can already see how many different people and systems start entwining and weaving in together. And it's a really, really nice, like, cathartic, pleasant way. So basically, he's going to walk down any roads like anyone else, just like another walker. But the thing is, these houses needed food. So whenever a house gets another commodity that it needs, the house, they call it evolving. The house will evolve. So you'll notice that these two that he's standing next to look different now. And if you watch...
Get your genuine, first quality, Agora approved goods here. No imitations.
You're genuine. Okay, so check it out. Now there's all of these. So when you evolve a house, as far as I remember... the main thing it does is it gives you more population. More people can live there. So you might have had like a couple of hobos scrounging for food in these huts. Now that people have water and food, they're actually a little bit more like real houses, and they can have more people living in them. So if we right click it, it's not a hut now, it's a shack. Oh, we've come so far, guys. In 30 minutes, we've come so far. This house needs access to more culture venues in order to evolve. But you see, they have 8 occupants, and they have extra room for 8 more, so it's actually doubled in capacity, okay? It also says a clerk has not visited to collect the tax, and the residents here are happy with the city. So if we look now, again, down at the entrance of the city, more people are coming, because word has spread, hey, there's space to live, and there are some jobs here, and they don't even tax us. So let's deal with that. Let's get our taxes, shall we? So I guess I'll extend the road a little bit more here. So taxation, that would be a walker who comes along and gives us money. You know, we actually, because our money's just been going down and down and down. So we definitely do need tax. Now here's the thing, to build a tax office, I believe it's under administration. We can't, this won't do anything. Oh, we can't even place it without a palace. So we also need like a heart of the city, a place for, I guess WoodenPotatoes is the ruler of this city, so we need a place for us to live, okay? So I'm going to say that that's where I live. Now we're going to we're not going to live near the plebes, we're going to live over here. And you can rotate some big buildings like this. So this will be the palace, and yes, it looks very big, it is quite expensive, it's 125, but we're okay here. So there you go, so that's the palace, it's got a couple of guards. Doesn't even seem to take any employment, which is quite nice. The palace is the heart of any city. Without it, you cannot collect taxes, nor can you muster military forces. So when we get later, there's like cool stuff like, oh, this building's only good near the palace. Or you get certain quests to do things with the palace, build walls around it, make it look pretty and stuff. There's a lot of things we can do. But for now, this is good enough. So we have a palace, so we have a center for the ruling body. Now, no walkers come out of that or anything. It just sits there primarily. But it looks nice. I always like looking at these little trees here and just imagine chilling by the marble. If you look at that picture there, if you look at the animation, it's this kid throwing like a tomato or a stone even at the guard who does nothing. And he just does that forever. And that's the thing about this game. It's very charming. It's very funny when you look at stuff. I mean, when you see a full city in action, you can just stop at any moment like a Where's Wally comic or something. And you'll see, This details here that I didn't notice before. So here it seems, by the way, this hut, they're not getting food. So that could be because the walker isn't getting there, or another reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another roadblock there to make sure that everyone's boxed in, which means that the granary is a bit of an issue in terms of needing some maintenance, but whatever. So, I can just tell. If somebody does know how this game works, they'd be screaming like, oh, do it this way, do it this way. Don't worry, guys. We will do it later. There you go. So it evolved. So it gets like a certain amount of time before then it will de-evolve. And like you can see... So that's husbandry. I don't think that's what we want. Distribution. Yeah, here you go. So you see everyone here has got food, right? One of these 3 boxes is filled in. And they have water. But they're going to need some other stuff as they go forward. So here, check it out. One of our other cities. To Potato First. Greetings. I, Adastrus of Argos, wish to give you a gift of 5 jugs of olive oil, but I see that your storage facilities can't accept the items now. I'll return in a month's time to offer you the gift again. Clear some space in your storage facilities if you'd like to accept it. So I could decline or postpone. We'll postpone. So, yeah, on that note, this granary, okay, it has cheese, it has space for onions, space for wheat. But if you look here, and so if you look on the roof, there's these dots. Whenever it gets storage, like these black squares fill in with the actual item that's in storage. So hold on, we've got a bunch of space. Why didn't he give that to us? Well, because this is just for food, all right? A granary is just for food. We need a regular storehouse for olives or a great many other commodities. When we get into building statues and stuff, you'll see that too. So we can use our huge new population influx here. We're already up at 350, by the way. 1,000 is the first mission done. So yeah, we got all these people, and you can see a bunch of different commodities here. Olive oil is on there, or just olives, sorry, so he'll give us those olives. So that's good, when he next tries to, in about a month. Don't forget, it's ancient times, it's going to take a while for the messenger to go back and forth, for the delivery actually to come. Oh, there we go. Did it straight away. Greetings! Yes, I wish to give you a present of 5 jugs of olive oil. Please accept it with my compliments. Okay. Thank you. Also, yes, that Hydra over there is still chilling. Oh, and check it out. We're not in the combat music. It's nice and relaxed, isn't it? There's no combat music. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh, yeah, we were going to give him tax, weren't we? We were going to start taxing, start to get some money. So, okay, here's a tax office. Now, I very much remember, as a little kid, not taxing people. I don't know whether that's because... So, here you go. This is the tax man.
The unemployed get so upset when I ask them to pay their taxes. I wish they'd find jobs.
I think when I used to play this, I had no concept of, like, unemployment in the city being a bad thing, first of all. I think I was like, oh, these people don't have to work, yay. And I don't think I ever taxed them because, I don't know, maybe I just used to play on Sandbox, like, with as much money as possible or something. There you go. So off he goes. He's going to tax people. Now, I don't actually know if there's like a happiness... There is a happiness mechanic. Like, people... It will say that the people think you're the cat's meow and stuff. I don't know where to read that here. Here you go. Popularity, superb. I don't know whether now that I'm taxing them, they're not happy about that. And I think there is a way to change how much we tax them, but we're not going to have to worry about that on easy mode. People think that we are one of the immortals. Our population is that good. So there's a housing shortage preventing immigration. So people want to live here, but there's not enough houses. Prices are skyrocketing. We produce way more food than we need. We have 7 months of a stockpile for food. 30% of us are unemployed, so we definitely want to set up some more places for people to work. And then, so yeah, it also says likely to lose the Olympian Games and stuff. So, speaking of which, what else do these people want to evolve again? And you can see, we want to keep evolving these. It says this house needs access to culture venues in order to evolve. So there's a funny thing going on here where I could give these guys, I could make a building that gives them culture, and I build the building so that to use up some unemployment. But now the houses are deeper, and we're going to get a bunch more people in, so now I need to find jobs for all of them as well. But we do want to grow the city, so let's do it. So culture, you'll notice there's a whole culture tab. And this is where things change quite a lot in the Poseidon DLC, if I remember rightly. But so what have we got? Well, there's philosophy, there's theatres and drama schools, and there's a gymnasium. Now you'll notice that these two have like double buildings in them. Meanwhile, the gymnasium's just on its own. So let's just put a gymnasium down. Let's go all the way up to the end here, because that's nice, isn't it, guys? That looks pretty, and that's definitely the better way to do it. So there you go, everybody, all these buff guys working out. Whoopsie. Oh, a building has collapsed. Oh, it was the granary. Oh, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. We lose all of our food from that. Okay, we need to build a maintenance shed for our storage district. So let's put another roadblock up there. And then let's go to administration here. Thank you, sir. And we'll put it here on... Must build on cleared land. It is cleared land. So there we go. And then we'll rebuild the granary here. So you see how important it is to keep things running. Now, if dangerous stuff happens later, like an earthquake or a plague, or the Hydra gets into the city, if it wipes out a bunch of houses, then you're screwed, because now suddenly a worker, you know, a maintenance employee isn't working somewhere else on the city, and things got really complex, and you haven't tracked it, and now things are collapsing, you know. So anyway, so check it out. They have culture now. And they have become hovels. Still doesn't sound very good, does it? It says the houses cannot evolve until the appeal of the neighborhood increases. Just to finish up the thing about the gymnasium, though. This is very simple. It's just like the water fountain. A buff guy will come out and he'll walk around all the houses, and their exposure to his mighty biceps and pecs or whatever will encourage them all to get fit themselves and a little bit happier. And voila. You know, I know that I personally work out because I see all the buff guys walking up and down the street. I don't know. Obviously, it's abstracted. But yeah, so let's see if we can right-click him. He's trying to go back in, and it's paused right now. So let's see.
Look at all those flabby idlers without jobs. They should get in shape and find jobs.
Yeah, okay, so Milo here is remarking on the unemployment because that is a big deal at the moment. So let's expand our farming industry, I suppose. So how could we do this in a bit of a weird way? Let's go like this. Now, one way is we could put a big path up and just do another, you know, another mini isolated district. Let's put some carding sheds down. Okay, so this does not produce food. Let's do 4 of them. Now, these guys need sheep. Now, you notice... I don't know, this game has a bit of a reputation for being a bit easier, by the way, than the other Impression City Builder games. They have, like, custom campaigns and stuff that you can also play around with that maybe pressure this a bit more. But you notice how I've put these buildings on the arable land? Well, the building doesn't need to be on the arable land, only the livestock does. So this is technically a little bit inefficient, us doing it this way. But whatever. Anyway, so there you go. We've got some guys there. And then... let's build another traditional storage. So what's going to happen here is they're going to go out with their crooks.
Satyrs alive. I've never seen so many people out of work before.
Oh, satyrs. That's an enemy in Hades, I think. You fight them in the underworld. So anyway, there you go. Even he's remarking on everybody's out of work. Yes, I know. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Basically, if people don't have jobs, criminals will start spawning, and that'll be a thing, and we need guards walking around to deal with that. But I think on easy mode, that never happens, so I think we're okay. I also had that on my little test run earlier. I had criminals, and I had fires, and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, okay, so they're going to take the fleece to the place, and then guys with wheelbarrows will take it to our storage facility. There you go, we now have 500 people. They're just flooding in. They're flooding in. Oh boy. Okay, so let's talk about culture again. So, well, hold on. They wanted appeal, didn't they? Oh, no. It says this house cannot evolve unless a peddler delivers some fleece. Oh, speaking of which. Okay, so I actually did that in a good order there. Okay, so these guys are going to get us fleece. They're going to take it to the storehouse here, not the granary because it's not food. Looks like we need another granary as well. Okay, now I'm going to do something really weird here. Okay, so... we have too much food. Oh, God, no, we've got enough people. I won't do it. I was going to delete one of these and then build a road and put a bunch more houses there. But we won't. Hygiene is deteriorating, it says. So, they want fleece, right? So, they're going to bring wheelbarrows of fleece down. And then, just as before, we're going to go, instead of a food vendor, we'll have a fleece vendor. And now the lady will go and get fleece when she goes to the storehouse. And then the market guy will distribute fleece to these houses. So you'll notice some of them are okay and they just want fleece. Some of them, though, won't evolve unless appeal is also up. And I don't blame them. So, because there's not really much going on. Maybe this water fountain looks very pretty and is very nice. But here's one of the coolest mechanics about the game, and what you'll see I end up butting heads with as we go through the episodes here. Appeal. So, if I click this button here, okay, really dark squares are ugly. So why is this area so uggo? Because it's industrial stuff, okay? Granaries, they're not pretty. Storehouses, they're not pretty. Maintenance sheds, they're not pretty. Basically, the things people need to live are not pretty. If they had ever done a sewage thing in this, I'm sure that also that would have been very unappealing. But certain other things are okay. Now, what we want to do is offset that ugliness with some nice, pretty things. So, for example, these Doric columns. If I remember rightly, the way this works is if you, like, do a line of columns around the ugly stuff, I think it blocks the view off. Yeah, see, it cuts off sharper up here now. I think that's how it works. So we can use columns to, like, get rid of ugly sort of sight lines. And you can also do, like, parks, okay? So we can put some parks behind these houses here, okay? Or we can do 2 rows of parks and you'll see they become bigger. Or we can do, you know, even really big ones. But you notice this is it's very expensive to put parks down and stuff. Now, we don't need gardeners that water them and all that kind of stuff. You can just see how easily expandable all of this would be, right? But so there you go. So they got gardens now. And with gardens, whenever we right-click any of these, it's clearly saying, all right, we just want fleece, okay? They're happy. They just need fleece. So that's good enough for now. But these buildings are going to keep evolving and evolving and evolving. And maybe eventually even this isn't pretty enough for them. It's kind of cool. You know, I learned a long time ago about this thing, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it's kind of like that in this game. You know, the first thing that people need, full stop, is water. They don't care about gymnasiums. They don't care about aesthetics. They need, like, basic things first. Water, food, and we climb, right? And you can really kind of see that in the game here. And I believe that also does mean, by the way, just as everything gets rolling here, we're still waiting for our fleece to come in. It will eventually. Here you go, they're bringing it now.
Who am I, Odysseus? How much longer do I have to travel before I reach my destination? And where's Calypso?
Alright, we got the same dialogue that time, but he's got a load of fleece there. So, I forgot what I was saying. It'll come back to me, I'm sure, or I'll just edit it. Yeah, once we got the fleece, they'll just keep evolving. And I think we'll be pretty good at that point. I mean, I don't know exactly how the math here. These guys are quite small.
What did I do to deserve this?
Oh, God. Metrodorus. Thrown out of my home. I remember. Okay, what I was trying to say is, if they lose the water, I think the whole thing just devolves. So you can get to a point where you've got really amazing housing districts, like beautiful housing districts. But if the wrong thing breaks or something isn't quite right, it can all fall apart like a big tower of Jenga or something. So here we've kind of seen this here. So these houses just devolved. That can happen. And because they've devolved, there's nowhere for these guys to live. So this homeless guy, he says, thrown out of my home. And it also says he's in a park at the moment. Parks are pleasant spots for people to unwind after a hard day's work. Yeah, very hard day. So he's off. That's it. He's leaving. And he doesn't live in the city anymore. So these shacks, not looking too good. There's some commodity that they're missing. It says, speaking of which, water. Look at that. The parched residents of this house need water if the house is to evolve. So you might be in a weird place where that's in a state of flux now, where they keep flicking on and off, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's also not very good. So let's just add... Oh, here we go. So we've just started developing fleece, and one of our neighbours... And didn't he give us a gift just now? Hello, Potatophus. I, Tidius of Caledon, need you to send 8 skins of fleece in 12 months. You don't need to know why we need it. Just trust us as your ally and send us the supplies. We didn't get attacked, by the way. I've noticed. I bet this feels very different if you do it on hard mode, because that attack probably will be there. So there you go. So we've got another water fountain servicing these people, and hopefully that will mean that actually evolves there. So we are about halfway here now to our population. So we could keep evolving these, or what we could do is we could put a roadblock at the end here. And then we could just build this road out here. We can put some houses here. Let's see how quickly we can do this. We can put a tax office down. We can put an Agora down. We can put... look at the first thing I did was taxes. We can put a maintenance shed. We can put a fountain down. So there's this infirmary as well. I haven't talked to you guys about just yet. Actually, that's kind of funny. Shouldn't I have one of those? So the infirmary is really big and it's really ugly. The appeal is incredibly low in an infirmary. But what it will do is it will heal people and make sure that they're, you know, they're comfortable and they don't spread plague and other nasty things like that. So that's fine. And then in culture, let's do a gymnasium. You know, I think I'll explain the philosophy and the other stuff in the next part, probably. So there you go. So we got that, and now we can drag that along like that, just in case, just for a minute or two. So these people are all going to come and live in here now, and these people, and I'll probably put another roadblock there. And I know what you're wondering. Do you have the food for this? And I hope we do. If we don't, well, we can just build some more buildings up here as well, because money is not really an object at the moment. So let's do another 2 wheat farms. We have the employee. So yeah, that guy's standing in the way. As far as I remember, there's no way to just get rid of them, like pick them up and move them around. So you either plant somewhere else or you wait for him to move. Or you can mess with the hotkeys to improve the game speed and stuff. So there you go. So you see it's getting really busy there now. Lots of people doing lots of stuff here. We don't really need him walking up there, do we? So we'll put that down there. So there's another issue that starts to happen now as well. It says hygiene is no longer perfect. Which is... we're going to have someone at this granary come all the way from here. I guess we'll... no, we won't do fleece just yet. We'll just have the one thing for now. Do these guys have a water fountain? Yeah, they do. Did I do everything? This is the important stuff. See, this is the thing. When you get really good at this game, you just know, bing, this, and this. Bada bing, bada boom, done. You know, and you kind of have your road set up. But I'm in that nice place at the moment where I can't fully remember everything that you need each time. So we'll have a little bit of magic with it. Yeah, so basically... this guy's going to come walking all the way here, past the other Agora, to this granary. Now, I could fix that by just having another road. And in fact, I'll demonstrate that, I suppose. There we go. Well, that doesn't work quite often. So we can have another road here. We can do that there. Put a roadblock there. And have a granary right here, with its own maintenance office as well. And so now, when these are filled up, or if it's more efficient to do so, like this guy, Skopas, the dairy deliveryman, he doesn't want to speak to us. He's going to go to the other. He's going to go to the other granary.
Perhaps you should herd up the unemployed and drive them out of town.
Oh my god, that's very lovely of you. So there you go. And so now he's going to put the cheese here. So I think there might be a thing where they won't distribute food if it's too far or something. I don't know. We'll just have to go through and play it and see if we can figure it out. So that's pretty good. So these people need food. And here it comes. He's going to bring his cart. And you see they're double evolving straight away because they have the culture, because the gymnasium guys are already walking around. So you can see setting up the next neighborhood, once you've got the basic stuff snowballing and going, is much quicker. Some of the buildings in the area have reduced neighborhood appeal on that. So let's get a little bit more appeal going. So there's other things we can build, like there's a gazebo there. We can give him a little bit of a bench. I remember when I used to play this, I got so much joy. There you go. We'll put some benches for the granary workers. I was just messing with the aesthetic stuff. Oh, I loved it so much. So there you go. And again, appeal things don't really need maintenance as far as I remember. Residents like to picnic at the beautiful gazebo. We hear the nice sounds of the birds. So there you go. This episode's ended up a lot longer than I thought. I thought we were going to have a quick little 20-minute thing. and people could be like, oh, WP's got a new series, I'm curious about that. And it's easy to just click because, hey, whatever, it's only 20 minutes. But this has been 57 minutes now. Okay, something's collapsed again. Oh, plague strikes. Oh, great, Potatoes. Plague has broken out in the city. Make sure your citizens have enough food to eat and have access to healers, otherwise you may face this horrible fate again. Okay. Whoa, okay, we're evolving a lot here. So look, we're up to homesteads now, actual homes. But they want even more culture. But we've got this problem here. We've got go to the source of the plague. So these guys in this house have the plague. They've been infected for 2 months. So not good. And they've spread it over here. So since these houses collapsed anyway... Oh, look.
The unemployed get so upset when I ask them to pay their taxes. I wish they'd find jobs.
I like that. He's got the plague and he's whining about taxes and unemployment. There's something very real about the true to real life with that.
I don't feel so good.
Oh no, sorry, that was just the tax man, wasn't it? Okay, sorry, Aristanax.
I don't feel so good.
And Pristinus.
I don't feel so good.
And Rudolphius, I don't feel so good. Okay, I know you don't feel very good. Well, look, I'm going to kick these people out of their homes. And I'm going to give them an infirmary. So very unsightly. It might de-evolve these buildings nearby. Oh yeah, that cough sound. With the full staff, this infirmary is sending out healers as quickly as it can. So you'll see we get a walker going from here now. There you go. Is it you?
I hope the unemployed find jobs soon. It's not good for the psyche or the body.
Look at that. Look, a healer specialized bit of dialogue about unemployment. So, Aspirinos, the healer. And he should cure the plague as he walks past plagued buildings. Did he cure that plague? Oh, hopefully a little bit. I don't know. At some point he should have. So anyway, we'll do that, and then we will build a maintenance office there. I can't really remember how roadblocks work in this scenario, so I'm going to do that. Now over here, how these guys are plagued as well. Whoopsie. Look at how fast the plague spreads. So we'll give them an infirmary. And then they probably want some parks or something. So let's give them some parks. Let me check my money as well. I'm just glancing up at it here. 2,000, we're okay. Now also this guy wanted fleece. So we'll have to give him some fleece soon. But I think, guys, we're at 1,000 people now. Because these have all evolved a lot. And what you'll probably find is as people are moving in, like these guys. Is there a big wave on its way? I think so, yeah. We're at 846, and we'll be at 1,000 very soon, and that'll be our first objective done, so... yeah, that's kind of the basics of the game, really. I mean, really, the very basics. We haven't really got into the mythology or anything just yet, and the Hydra is all the way over here. Oh, I haven't told you guys about water and stuff yet either. Oh, I love the water stuff. Because it's not all of the... Basically, every map you get will be different stuff. Okay, so like here we've got wheat farms. But later there might be, oh, there's absolutely no purple grass. There's no arable land anywhere on this map. But you can maybe fish for urchins. Or maybe there's literally nothing, but you've got to trade to get access to food, you know, because you can produce a ton of something else like marble or whatever. All right, he still wants fleece. Potatoes, I don't see the 8 skeins of fleece that I'd asked you about as an ally to send me at Caledon. Perhaps they got lost on the way here. If you send me the items I requested now, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Alright, fine, whatever. I don't really like the way he's talking to me, but fine. Deadline missed. Okay. Better late than never. Well, so how do we actually do that, though? Because I can't remember. Maybe we do it from the world map. Let's see here. World map. Now, Caledon. Fulfill this city's request. 8 skins of fleece. We don't have enough. We don't have any fleece. Maybe I could beg from someone else. Oh, we got a little bit of fleece. We have 7. We have 8. Okay, we can give him our 8 fleece. This is literally all of our fleece. And our people will want for warm goods. Fulfill this city's request. There you go. Dispatch goods. I hope you're pleased with your veiled threat there against me. There is combat, by the way, and in fact you can see a little bit of that here. How do these work again? I can't remember. Oh yeah, and we can rotate the screen. What's the button? Page up and page down, I think. Yeah, so I've just rotated it. Now what you do is you pick these up somehow? I can't remember how. Oh, here you go, look. And then you move the flags. And you can rally soldiers and stuff to them. I know, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. Let's return to our original view. What was it there, that? Oh no, all these people leaving the homes. Hold on, what have I done? Oh no. I thought we were going to get to the 1,000 and we're down to 630. Alright, look, I'm going to stop it here anyway. Guys, you can beat this in like a matter of seconds. Oh dear. Alright, well, our design has not worked out very well. I will see you on the next part where we deal with whatever this issue is that these people have. We get our 1,000 people and we move on to the next mission. So see you guys very soon. Oh, what do they need? More culture? What was the building that broke? Was it like a gym or something and that's the problem? Well, I'll teach you guys about the other culture thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. See you guys next time. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Just as a quick note, guys, don't forget to check out the playlist view. There'll be a link in the description. It'll play all the videos and make finding them in order easy for you.